Ladies and gentlemen, that was not a clip from a WNBA game. That was not exclusive footage of a group of lonely men watching Travis Kelce on his Lonely Man's account. That was an NBA arena in the year of our Lord 2025. That clip was filmed by Justin from Boot Crew Media, which is easily the best group covering the Pelicans. If you're one of the dozens of people who actually care about this flaming ass fire, I highly recommend that you subscribe to Boot Crew Media. That clip, it was from the game last night in New Orleans between the Pelicans and the Timberwolves, or as Charles Barkley prefers to call them, the Wolves. This is not a one-off. This crowd size is not uncommon. On most nights, this is what the crowd looks like in New Orleans. Now, the national media, the collection of doofuses at ESPN, they will blame the city. This isn't a basketball town. They only care about the Saints. 6 years ago, when Zion Williamson arrived in New Orleans, Drew Brees was nearing the end of his NFL career. Drew Brees had been the face of the city for the last 15 years. When he was drafted, Zion Williamson was not exactly thrilled. It looked like he did not want to be here. But Drew Brees told him, if you embrace New Orleans will embrace you. Once this city loves you, they will never turn their backs on you. Unfortunately, and this has been a theme throughout his NBA career, Zion Williamson refused to listen. Now, not only is his career in New Orleans likely over, I think Zion Williamson's NBA career is over. Make sure to like and subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter at KC_BTL84. Link to the main channels in the description below. Yesterday, it was announced that Zion Williamson would be out for 3 weeks with a right hip abductor strain. Translation, Zion's out for 3 months, and he will likely miss the rest of the season. Let me just break down this timeline for you, because this injury is yet another mystery involving Zion Williamson. Last Saturday, Zion played 31 minutes against the Rainbow Warriors in Golden State. Following night, Pelicans played the Lakers. Obviously, Zion missed that game because at 25 years old, it is far too rigorous for Zion Williamson to play in back-to-back games. Sunday and Monday, Zion was not on the injury report. That is key. Remember that detail. The Pelicans flew home from Los Angeles late Sunday night or early Monday morning. More than likely, they did not practice on Monday. Maybe they had a light shoot around, maybe they watched some film, but I can't imagine they did anything overly physical after flying back from the West Coast after playing back-to-back games. Again, Zion was not on the injury report on Monday. All of a sudden, Tuesday morning, Zion, I believe, was listed as questionable. I guess he was banging porn stars Monday night. I guess he was thrusting a bit too hard, because all of a sudden, Zion has a hip injury. Within a couple of hours, he goes from questionable to being out for 3 weeks. Either way, it does not matter. Whether the injury is real or not, whether he was injured on or off the court, doesn't matter. Zion Williamson's career in New Orleans is over. The combination of Zion Williamson and Gayle Benson has destroyed this franchise. They have done more damage to the Pelicans than Hurricane Katrina. The Pelicans, they can release Zion Williamson without consequence. They can release him without having to pay out his contract. Now, obviously, they would probably prefer to trade him, but who in the hell's going to take him? Who is looking to pay $30 million for a glorified role player who never plays? I'm sure there's some team in the NBA who's willing to take a risk with Zion Williamson, but I'm telling you right now, this is the beginning of the end of his NBA career. It's over. And the reason I say that, Zion Williamson doesn't love playing basketball. You can't fake passion. You can't fake love of the game. You either have it or you don't. And Zion Williamson doesn't have it. This dude is not a professional. Zion Williamson is a God-gifted athlete with an incurable case of laziness. Supposedly, he came into this season in the best shape of his NBA career. And to his credit, he did. He lost a lot of weight over the spring and summer. But there is a huge difference in being in shape and being in NBA shape. Zion Williamson has never been in NBA shape because he doesn't care. Everyone in New Orleans knows he doesn't care, which is why the Smoothie King Center is empty every night. A couple of years ago, Brandon Ingram and CJ McCollum, they organized a practice after practice. Just a quick workout, maybe 20, 30 minutes, but they were trying to build camaraderie. They were trying to build team chemistry. Zion Williamson was a no-show. There are reports that he skipped multiple rehabs while recovering from one of his many injuries. He's constantly late. Hell, the Pelicans left him in New Orleans last year because he was late to the airport. This dude does not care. That's not going to change with a change of scenery. That's not going to change with a new head coach, new general manager, new medical staff, new organization, new ownership. Zion Williamson does not care. I'm telling you right now, whichever team ends up taking a chance on Zion, you are going to regret it. This dude has no business being a professional basketball player because Zion Williamson lacks the one thing you need to be a professional: maturity. I have watched this dude for 7 years in New Orleans. In 7 years, nothing has changed. To their credit, the Pelicans have tried everything, often to their own detriment. You've got two promising rookies right now in New Orleans who were drafted into a cancerous losing culture. Now, you can't change the losing culture overnight, but you can get rid of the cancer. At this point, the return doesn't matter. Sure, it would be nice to get a first-round draft pick since Joe Dumars traded the Pelicans picks for Derek Queen, but if you can't get anything in return, you have got to release Zion Williamson now. Sound off in the comments below. I'll see you guys later on the main channel.